What's up, guys? This is Christian Brindle with Six Figure Medicare Agent. Hope this video finds you doing well, and I want to help you get to six figures in your insurance business if you're not there already. And if you are, I want to help you get to the next level so we can get there together. My name is Christian Brindle. I made six figures in the insurance business when I was 25 years old for the first time, and today I wanted to talk with you about Medicare supplement insurance companies. So if you're going to be a Medicare agent, and you're going to be independent, because let's face it, the only way to really thrive in this business, in my personal opinion, and get the most out of your own personal potential and where you could go is by being independent. Independent meaning that you work with multiple different insurance companies and you have contracts with all the different insurance companies so you can offer your clients and your customers the best potential option for them specifically that suits their needs and preferences. Today I wanted to talk about, in my opinion, 5 Medicare supplement companies that you have to have in your personal portfolio. Now, keep in mind, every single state is a little different. You know, when it comes to who's competitive, who's got a good rate, who's not got a good rate, who's got competitive rate increases. This is going to vary a little bit depending on where you are. But these 5 companies that I have in mind, I believe, for the most part, are going to be relatively competitive, and you're going to need to have them in your portfolio regardless of what market you're in for the most part. Number 1 on our list is United Healthcare, AARP. Why do you need these guys in your book of business? Well, here's the thing, guys. There's 2 types of agents typically in the insurance industry. There's agents that love United Healthcare, and there's agents that detest United Healthcare. And I don't usually see a whole lot in between. Now, maybe you're an exception to that. If you are, let me know in the comment section. But the reason why you need these guys in your personal portfolio are 2 reasons in my view. Number 1, low rate increase raises. They have very, very low rate increase averages on average, historically speaking, because they are the largest Medicare supplement provider in the country. Last time I looked, and my numbers could be a little off on this, so forgive me, but last time I looked, it was sometime in the last 6 months. I believe I read that they had about 4.5 million policyholders across the country on Medicare supplement plans, and the next closest company had 1.5 or 2 million or something like that. They're just an enormous company. They're a giant. They're top 5 in the Fortune 500 list. They're humongous. They're able to kind of spread risk around the way some companies can't necessarily, and it helps keep your rate increases low for your clients. Not to mention that, there's actually 3 things I'd like to mention. The second thing is, in most markets, you're going to have, some kind of ancillary benefits built into the plan. So you're going to have, in a lot of markets, Renew Active, Silver Sneakers, things like that. They do offer some kind of discounts in most markets. Now, it's not the same everywhere, so keep that in mind. The third thing I would say is their incredibly liberal underwriting. I could not tell you how many times I ran into a person that wanted to change the Medicare supplement, or they wanted to go from a Medicare Advantage plan to a Medicare supplement plan, and the only company that I could possibly get them with was United Healthcare, because they probably have the easiest health questions in the industry. Now, I know they just changed it up recently, and starting this year, to where their level 2 rates are much higher than they used to be, but still, in my opinion, a must-have in your personal portfolio. Number 2, now this is going to be a little bit subjective, so forgive me for this ahead of time. I would say you need one of the blues if they're available in your personal state. So I'll give you an example. What I mean by this is Anthem Blue Cross, Regents Blue Cross. I think you need a blue company, just for one reason and one reason alone: name recognition, the reputation of the blues. I have had people over the years that are so loyal to Blue Cross Blue Shield, whichever Blue Cross Blue Shield that they've worked with, and they don't want to do business with any other insurance company, even if it saves them a bunch of money. No matter what you say to convince them, they want a Blue Cross Blue Shield plan. The name recognition by itself, you're gonna just trip into people that want it, and you won't be able to get them as clients if you didn't have it. Not to mention, they typically kind of play by their own rules. There are some things that kind of set them apart. I actually do business with Regents Blue Cross Blue Shield in my home state of Utah. They do business in about 4 states, I believe. Utah, I believe Idaho, Washington, and Oregon. I think those are the 4 states. But in my home state of Utah, they have a program to where if someone purchased a Medicare supplement after, I think it was June 1st of 2010, they'll take them, guaranteed issue, no health questions, they'll give them the best rate they got, if they're going from a plan that's the same or less coverage than what they have currently. So I'll give you an example. If they have a plan F, they can go to a plan F with Blue Cross, Regions Blue Cross Blue Shield of Utah, or a plan G with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Utah. No health questions, no underwriting, it's a straight shot. And they've been doing this for years now. Will they do it forever? Who knows? But you typically see interesting, unique little things like that with the Blues, with some of those blue companies. But if not even that, just for the name recognition alone, there's somebody you gotta have in your personal portfolio in most cases. Number 3 is Aetna. You got to have Aetna Medicare supplement products in your particular market. Now, depending on what state you might live in, there might be a different particular Aetna company. It might be Aetna Health and Life. It might be Continental Life. But it's all the same company. It's basically, you know, the ancillary products company of Aetna. It's a separate company than the Aetna company that does Medicare Advantage plans, although, you know, all under the same umbrella, if you will. You got to have them for a couple of different reasons. Number one, their underwriting isn't too tough. It's not the easiest, but it's not exactly impossible either, in my personal opinion. But the 2 main reasons, in my opinion, on top of that, are the rates are so competitive in so many different markets. Not every market, but the rates are typically incredibly competitive, and they do a great job keeping the rate increases low. What's not to love about that? Number 333, in my opinion, is Humana. Humana rolled out a new Medicare supplement product with the Humana Dental Insurance Company about 2 years ago, maybe a little bit under a couple of years ago, and it's been very competitive in most markets. Now, will it stay that way? Well, they just had their first rate increase, at least in my home market of Utah, 5.5%. Nothing to scoff at. I'm not too mad about that. In a lot of places, not every, but in a lot of places they have some ancillary benefits that make it nice, but their health questions aren't too tough either. You're going to be able to squeeze some people through that you might not be able to with the Aetnas of the world or some of these other companies. Name recognition, yes, but their rates are competitive in a lot of situations, especially on your plan ends. Underwriting's not too bad, some ancillary benefits. This is a company you should be offering in your portfolio, because if you don't, another agent may be able to come in and give your client a lower price than you're willing to give them. Number 5, last but not least, I would say I really wanted to put Mutual of Omaha in here, and I'd say they'd be on the outside looking in. I think they'd be number 6, but I had to put Cigna in there above them, because Cigna has relatively, in a lot of cases, good underwriting. Health questions aren't typically too tough, but the rates are pretty good. Now, the rate increases are usually, from my experience with Cigna, a little bit higher than they would be with Aetna or United, and some of the blue companies too. It just depends on the blue company in the particular state. But the underwriting's not too bad. They don't charge a policy fee like a lot of the Aetna companies do. Rates are going to be pretty good. They're going to be competitive, and they're going to be a name that people are familiar with. The reason why I put them in over Mutual of Omaha is Mutual of Omaha has that reputation for having just these big honking rate increases, a lot more than the other companies on this list. So I had to put Cigna in over them. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you got something positive out of this video, do me a favor, drop a like, drop a comment down in the comment section, yell at me what companies you think that I missed on the Medicare supplement side of things. I'm happy to kind of hear your guys' feedback on that. And subscribe for future 6-figure Medicare agent content. And until next time, wishing you plenty of success, abundance in this business. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe for future videos. Take care.